Hi everyone, welcome back to Tiz of All Trades. My name is Tisdale. I'm a part-time reseller for eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. Today is a What Sold Wednesday video where I go over the items that I've sold the past week, and I also share my numbers to try to be as transparent as I can about what I'm doing to change my business and the effects that it's having. First, I want to go over the goals that I set for myself last week and if I completed them or not. And the first goal was to send offers to buyers more and more consistently, and which I have. At least twice a day I send them on Poshmark, and then throughout the day on eBay because they just kind of pop up a little bit more sporadically. But I have been very consistent on doing that. I don't send as many on Mercari because Mercari puts kind of a limit or it has to be this amount or lower, and I don't always like that, so I don't send them as consistently on Mercari. And then the next goal I had for myself was to cross list mainly on Mercari. And I also added Depop to my groupings of platforms. And I have consistently been doing that throughout the week. Everything I've added to Poshmark and eBay, I've made sure that I was adding to Mercari as well. And then Depop, where it seemed to fit. I don't feel like Depop is a platform for everything. I think eBay crosses more categories than Depop does. And also, I don't like the Depop you can only have 4 pictures. I've gotten to where I like to take pictures of my measurements. So a lot of times in my listing description, it'll say, see images for measurements. And I can't include measurement pictures with only 4 pictures available on Depop. And then the last goal was to list more items per day. So I wanted to do about 4 or 5 per day, and then also relist items that have been up for a while. So basically just taking them down and relisting them. And I have been consistent on that every day of either listing 4 or 5 items and or taking items down and relisting them, which I feel like has helped a lot. And then next, I just like to go over my numbers and usually compare them to the last week or so to see how I'm doing, if the things I've been implementing has been improving sales or not. This is a hard time to do that because it is Q4, so you're typically going to get more sales than usual anyways. So it is kind of hard to look at it, the past couple weeks. It's easier to look at it year over year. However, this time last year, I did not have near as many items up for sale. But once I get more closer to like January is when I started really growing my store a lot bigger. I think year over year numbers is going to be a lot more helpful for me. So this week I sold 9 items on Poshmark, 6 on eBay, 2 on Mercari. Woohoo! Finally got some items off Mercari. And then I also sold 2 items local. So in total this week I sold 19 items, which is up from last week, which I only sold 16. However, ASP is down. I'm at $34 this week, so it's about 90 cents short of last week. However, it still puts me at $28 more. I made profit this week. So the numbers are a sales of $649.10 and a profit of $341.39. So it's about a 53% margin. That's down a couple notches as well. All in all, I'm okay with it because, I want more profit. So anything positive in that direction is good. However, I've been trying to kind of look at some numbers and gauge where I want to be in the future. And there's a ton of different ways you could look at it. You could either sell more items at a lower cost to get to your goal, or sell fewer items at a higher cost to get to your goal. So I've been kind of playing with that and seeing where I could be at. I think logically with my space cap right now, I can't hold a ton of inventory. So I'm going to need to start picking up items that hold a higher value. That's not to say I won't pick up something that I know will turn really fast. But I think here on out, I'm going to try to pick up things that will make me at least $35 profit or more, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is, because you have to factor in your cost and then also all the selling fees and things like that, shipping, depending on if it's free or not. So that's kind of my goal going forward, is to try to pick up those types of items. Okay, first we'll go ahead and go over the 2 items that I sold local to a friend. It's someone that I knew. But if you follow me on social media or even saw my last haul videos, I picked up 2 tailor-made golf clubs, and it's just going to try to, sell something within a new niche and see how it went. And a friend messaged me and said they were interested. And so he bought those both for $15 each. But he said that I had to say the following, that I sold them to a 2-time Super Bowl winner Eli Manning fan. I don't know why he wants anyone to know that information. I would keep it from everyone. That's neither here or there. And next we'll go on over to Poshmark, and there I sold 9 items this past week. And the first being these navy blue colored Lucky Bailey shoes or booties. These I've had for quite a while. I actually thought they would go much sooner than they did, but I ended up selling them for $40, so not too bad. And then we have this champion hat with has a leather strap in the back. I've had this hat for quite some time. I'm not even sure or remember where I got it from or how much I paid for it. I could probably look it up, but it was one that I went back and forth if I wanted to keep or not. And so I wouldn't take low offers or send low offers, but eventually, folded for $15 and let this one go. And then we have this L'Oreal lip stain. It's just a red. It's just 1 tube. I don't typically sell these by themselves. People usually will bundle them, or I'll bundle them in a listing sometimes. But this one sold for $6. And next is this crochet maxi dress. I believe it's like a swim cover up. It has the open knit crochet detail. Super cute. I thought it was a different brand than it was. It's not really branded. I think I picked this up at the Ben's for $1 something and it sold for $15. Then I have this royal blue Eddie Bauer kind of windbreaker full zip jacket. Eddie Bauer jackets, men's jackets specifically, sell really well for me. I haven't had as much luck with women's items. I do have a women's jacket that I've had for some time and it hasn't sold yet, but men's jacket typically sells pretty fast for me for a decent amount. This one sold for $35. And the next item is this Victoria's Secret kind of crocheted as a Balinese printed top. I picked this up at the Ben's a couple weeks ago. I think it was the LA Ben's actually on that trip. And so I only paid like $1 or so for it. And this one I wanted to flip as fast as I can because, we're getting into winter. So swimsuits are going to sell as often as they typically do. But this top sold for $25. And then the next item is an item that has drove me crazy a bit. It's the St. John Santana knit spaghetti strap navy blue top. I've had this top for almost a year. It sold on eBay and then they returned it because the straps weren't adjustable. It just didn't fit them right, which is fine. I just wish they maybe had asked that. Maybe I should have included that. Definitely included that whenever I relisted it. But I was paid $10 for this last year, which I wouldn't do now. It's just those things you learn the mistakes, I guess, best whenever you do them. But this one sold for $15. So really after all the fees and the shipping and the back and forth that it's done, I lost, I think, $6 to $8 on this top. Probably should have just donated it, but it's gone and we can move on. And the next is this Zara patchwork skirt. Super, super cute, vivid colors, beautiful skirt. I picked this up, I think, at the Ben's for $1 or so, and it sold for $25. Last for Poshmark is this set of 3 lipsticks. They're L'Oreal. It's the Eva Nude from their exclusive collection. And this, like I said, this is a bundle of 3 that I'll usually do that. Whenever for like liquidations, I'll group as much as I can, with items that make sense because they'll typically sell better, especially on Poshmark where people don't want to pay, $7 for an item and then $7.99 shipping on top of it. So this set of 3 lipsticks sold for $20. Now we'll go on over to eBay where I sold 6 items. And the first being this Lululemon navy Ebb to Street seamless leggings. These sold for $40 plus shipping. This is an item that sold and it didn't get paid for, and I had opened unpaid item case, which I have actually never opened a case and someone went in and paid afterwards. So I'm hoping that wasn't like a negative thing to them. You know what I mean? Like they're like, oh, she's opening a case against me. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully smoothly. Next is this Kate Spade pointed toe mule. I picked these up at Goodwill for about $7.99. I honestly thought I would flip them for a little bit more, but I mean, it is kind of an older style and they weren't in, you know, the most amazing condition, but these did sell for $25 plus shipping. And then we have this Igloo party basket, which I picked up a couple weeks ago at a yard sale. New with tags. It just didn't have the actual dishes inside that typically come with it when you buy it new. The person had taken those out and just never used the basket. And this one I actually bought with the intention of keeping. I only paid $1 for it. But you know, we kind of have a couple of things like this already, so there really wasn't any sense in keeping it. And I sold it for $15 plus shipping. And then next is an item that I've had for probably about a year that I thought would flip fast and for a lot. And I'll tell you why in a moment. But it's a Catherine Malandrino. It's a royal blue, asymmetrical rouge dress. Very pretty, very soft, new with tags. And this is it's Catherine Malandrino, not Catherine by Catherine Malandrino, it's Catherine Malandrino. It was originally almost $400 dress. And the reason I thought it would flip fast and for good money is because there's certain designers that I learned about in school, or, you know, liked a lot when I learned about them in school, that don't retail for a lot. Catherine Malandrino is one of them. Like Michael by Michael Kors has kind of, I feel like, diluted Michael Kors, because not everyone on eBay or Poshmark will notate that it's Michael by Michael Kors, not actually Michael Kors. Does that make sense? So Michael Kors costs more than Michael by Michael Kors. And when people don't do that, I feel like it waters down the brand, where we can't charge as much as we would like for it. It sold for $45 plus shipping. And then next are these Harley brake light moto boots. I listed these, and I believe within 24 hours they sold for $90 plus shipping. And then last for eBay is this Unif Hot and Hell Destroyed kind of tank top, cut off tank top. This item I have gotten many offers on, many likes, but I was kind of adamant of holding on to because I knew it was worth what I was asking for. And I've only had it for probably a month or two, and it sold for a full asking price of $45 plus shipping. And then last we'll go over the Mercari sales, which yay, we finally have Mercari sales after listing on there, talking about listing on there for forever. It's paid off. So first is this NFL Chargers, so it's San Diego or LA Chargers, whatever you want to call them, white puffer jacket. I listed this and it sold probably after a week or so of listing, so relatively fast, especially for Chargers. They don't usually sell as fast. But this didn't have like San Diego or LA or any kind of cities on them, which is the only reason I picked it up, because some people don't want to buy it if it says San Diego and vice versa. And this sold for $45. And then last is this Monster High Sweet Dreams, I think it's called, or Sweet Screams, makes sense. Sweet Screams Goya Yelp stall. It's new in box. It is just a little damaged. The box is a little damaged, which I made sure to notate in the listing. And this item actually got sold in January, February to someone from, I think, Spain. And it never arrived. It got sent back. It's just kind of this whole mess. I'm not sure what happened. And that was on eBay. I prefer to do eBay global shipping. That's just me. I don't want to deal with the headache. This was the second item that I shipped on my own international before I switched over to GSP. And I had issues with both the items. The other one was supposed to go to Mexico and it got delayed. It got sent somewhere deep in South America. It was a mess. So I'm team GSP all the way, really. but this sold for $50 plus shipping. And honestly, it could have sold for more, but someone had sent an offer within a couple hours of me listing it that was pretty close to my asking price, so I just took it. Keep an eye on these kind of dolls, especially if they're new in package, but even if they're not, I would definitely check comps and see, because there's some kind of following for these Monster High dolls. Right, and before we wrap up, I just want to go over my goals for this next week and what I plan to do to try to continue to drive sales and increase them if possible. So I typically have 3 goals that I want to hit within the next week. This week I only have 2 really. I mean, I guess the third one could be to continue to list, 4+ items. But since that's been kind of a consistent goal and probably will continue to be a consistent goal, I'm not really going to count it in. So my 2 goals is to prep my listings. I want to try to spend some time, 1 or 2 days, to really just focus on just that and prep as many listings as I can to have, so I can just push them out throughout the days, versus stressing about having to create those listings. I mean, today is the perfect example. I haven't listed anything. Between my regular job and I took photos today and everything, I don't have any listings prepped. And so it would be nice for me to have those already prepped and ready to go. So for busy days like today, I can just hit list and they're ready to go. And then next, I want to try to push through some of my inventory, not just old inventory, but I guess lower end inventory. Like I said, I want to try to hit those, or I want to try to pick up items that is going to profit me $35 at least. And to do that, I need more space. So I want to try to push out some of these lower end items as quickly as possible. That doesn't mean I'm going to give it away, but my ASP may be a little bit lower next week. But if it's increasing sales and it's making more room for better inventory, then that works for me. All right, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. I would greatly appreciate it. I hope you guys are killing the sales, and I hope I'm able to give a bit of information, or at least some thought processes maybe that are helping you out. But I hope you guys have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you next time. Bye.